Hello and welcome to the Dune Minute Podcast, your place to dive deep, minute by minute, into the cinematic adaptation of Frank Herbert's world of Dune. I'm one of your hosts, John.
And I am Zach.
And we are back on a Monday. It is a beautiful Monday. It's like 74 out.
Well, it's a Sunday for us.
Fuck. It's a Sunday for us, but this is a Monday episode.
Well, hopefully it's a beautiful Monday whenever this comes out.
I don't know. Let's check the weather for tomorrow.
The future weather?
The future weather. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 78.
But that's not the Monday this is coming out.
Fuck. I'm starting this over.
No. This is good. This is good. Let's keep it in. Keep it in. All right. We are here. We're talking about Dune. I'm forcing John to keep this in. And man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good week. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about this week. But first, how you doing, man? How you doing on this Sunday?
This Sunday, not a Monday. I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah.
In case you couldn't tell from the everything about this disaster of an episode so far. Yeah, I'm good. It's been a busy weekend. Just been doing a bunch of stuff around the house.
Looking good.
You know, it's fall.
Shut your dirty mouth.
I think we're firmly in fall.
No, absolutely not. I think we got one wave of summer left.
You're probably right. God damn it.
It's too good to be true, John.
It is too good to be true.
We have never entered fall. In my living memory, we have never entered fall on September 1st.
It's not September 1st.
I know. Well, at the beginning of September, it's been nice weather since about the end of August.
September 7th.
It's been nice weather since about the end of August. We have never entered fall that fast.
It's been deceptively nice in August.
Yeah. All right. We for sure have one more heat wave that's going to come down and just fuck us up. And then we'll get into fall for 2 months. And then we'll get into spring because there's not really a winter here.
That's not true.
Okay, we're going to dip down into the teens for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that'll be enough.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks of winter. But yes, it's beautiful out. I'm looking out the windows in my living room, and I can see the neighbors have their windows open and everything. Mm-hmm. So
that's right. Man, I know this... The listenership is
this
probably
riveting weather conversation.
Well, it related to that. I'm sure the listeners are tired of hearing me say this shit, but I had a wonderful flight yesterday.
Yeah,
nothing broke on the plane.
That's good.
Well, sorry, one thing broke on the plane.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah. It was our radio.
Okay.
But we have a backup, so it wasn't a big deal. We carry those in redundancy. And the radio that broke was one of those fucking old ones from the 60s that just like stopped.
Okay.
Like,
it was time.
It was time. Yeah. As my flight instructor was futzing with it to try to get it back on, we heard just like music playing. This is picking up, radio transmissions around.
That's really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But normally they're on different like frequency bands. They keep those separate, but we were able to hear just like Star 94 radio or whatever
cool.
it was. And I was like, man, I don't think that's working. And he was like, yep, I think this one's bit the dust. So, but no, everything else was great. And I got to experience flying in kind of hazy weather yesterday.
Okay.
It wasn't like clear skies like we're seeing today.
Sure.
And if I remember my weather education correctly, if you have a lot of hazy weather close to the ground, that means your air is still. It's not moving around a lot, which means very, very smooth air. And boy, howdy, it was a smooth flight yesterday.
All right.
Wonderful. It was a little choppy up until we got about 3,500 feet. And then it was just like glass after that. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
How are you going to segue this one into Dune?
I'm not. I'm just going to say we're going to get into it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You know what else went pretty smooth? Paul's basic takeover of the Fremen.
Okay.
How's that?
That was... I give it a 5.5.
Okay, as good as I could do on the spot. So. We are, of course, talking about minute 125 through 126. And
Of Dune Part 2.
Of Dune Part 2.
By Denis Villeneuve.
And how's this one start, man? Well, sorry. I want to say, I don't think this one made the final cut for last week, but I messed up a little bit. Or rather, I should say, you messed up a little bit.
How did I mess up?
Because the end of last week absolutely is a shot of the entire crowd.
Not by the frame counts on the video.
Okay, so do you go by frame count or time count?
I go by the time code on the frame.
Okay.
In Pop
our
Player, as you hit F and D to go frame by frame, there's a time code in the top left-hand corner. And Pop Player will show you the frame number and the time code associated with it. At 2 hours and 5 minutes exactly.
Yeah.
The frame is the mid shot of Chani being yoinked down, and you can see just
wrong.
Motherfucker, I will pull it up right now.
I did this at my computer. Now, okay, baseline for this argument is that we have often had discrepancies with our computers for some reason. But I went to the exact time code. I went 2 hours, 5 minutes, 0.000. So that is the 2 hour, 5 minute on the fucking dot. And it was a frame.
Okay, but are you going by the little slider on the bottom?
No. I hit G on Pot Player and type in to the hundredths or thousandths, I guess, on the time code. 000, and it is a shot of the Paul on his pulpit.
I go by the actual frame.
See, I don't trust exactly the keyframe, like go back forward.
It's not, but it's not keyframing though, because keyframing is just a wider view of like a segment at a time.
Okay.
Whereas if you're going on the individual frame, it is counting the individual frame in its location on time with the movie file.
I still think you're wrong, man. We'll verify this later, and in some future minute, you can tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But regardless, we have a little bit of a discrepancy. So I'm going to say that this minute, 125, opens up with a shot of the crowd looking down. And if it doesn't open up with that, we get it 3 frames in. How's that? Is that a good compromise?
I think it is legitimately like 2 frames after the cutover to 125.
Okay.
It is very close. But the end of 124.59.99999 to the cutover to 125 is still Chani. Or the dust cloud that remained as Chani was Looney Tunes yoinked out. The Wile E. Coyote shaped fucking dust cloud as he falls off the cliff.
Right. Okay, well, that's a hair that we can split later. But
I will vehemently defend my position on this one.
I feel like we're both right just from different viewpoints. Yeah, that tends to be how our arguments go.
Yeah. Okay, editor note time. So I went back and checked. Technically, I was right as far as the actual frame itself. However, if you go to the time code of 2 hours and 5 minutes and 0 seconds, you get what Zach sees. However, the understanding there is that technically you have multiple frames within 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 0 seconds because 28 point whatever frames per second. So we're both right in our own ways. The Pot Player just decides to pick the one that Zach got for that exact time. So anyways, back to the episode.
Oh, God. So regardless, very soon into this minute, we get a shot of the crowd.
Now, wide shot of the cavern again.
Yeah.
Of the millions of Fremen.
Now, Paul is, he's up on his pulpit area.
His baseball mound?
His baseball mound, roughly 10 feet above everyone else.
Not 10 feet.
Oh, that's right. The lower part rises up about 10 feet.
10 inches. And then the upper part rises up an undetermined amount. Gotcha. I know this because I just edited those episodes two nights ago.
Yeah. I've forgotten. But he's up in the middle. He's got a vantage point where he can see everyone. And I wonder if there's any symbology there. But we don't really get
There's not.
Yeah, none. Couldn't be.
The word is symbolism. You're looking for symbolism, and I know that we've made that joke 100 million times. Don't worry. We'll probably do it again before the end of this movie.
Of course. Now, I want to just draw attention to Stilgar here.
Okay.
Because we get a couple of seconds of probably my favorite Stilgar faces of the movie.
Super happy and like religious fervor that you're crying and you're like, oh my God, this is it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
This is everything that he has wanted in his entire life.
Yeah.
I feel like right here. So he says, he looks up at Paul and he goes, Mahdi, what do you foresee for us? And Paul's just got 2 words for him.
Green paradise.
Green paradise. And this is a callback, obviously, to the dream of a green Arrakis that was part of the Kynes family way back when in Fremen history. So we had Pardo Kynes and then their son/daughter, depending on which version of the story you're reading.
Liet Kynes.
Liet Kynes, thank you. How did I already forget?
And then their granddaughter, Chani Kynes.
Or grand aunt or grand niece, or maybe, it's depending. Because we had a theory about how maybe Liet Kynes in the movie was Chani's aunt. Way back when. We never really talked about it too much after we initially said it. But
I think when we talked about how the Chris knife that she gave Paul was like her aunt's knife or something like that.
Yeah, it was a very small, swept under the rug theory.
Yeah.
But regardless, canonically, Chani is related to Liet Kynes. In the books, daughter. In the movies, maybe.
Who knows? We don't even know if Chani in the movie is related to Liet Kynes. Let's be real. Denis does not touch on that.
Nope, not at all.
At all.
But the dream of a green Arrakis is something that the Kynes family brought to the planet when they were in just doing their imperial ecologist stuff, planetologist stuff, I should say. And right here, Stilgar gives us the cutest little smile. I've never seen him so gleeful as we do right here.
I think the only time I've ever seen Javier Bardem smile like this was that one scene in No Country for Old Men where he's got the stupid little smile when he's talking to the old guy behind the counter.
The convenience store clerk when he can't quite figure out. Oh, he's like, you married into it?
Yeah. You married into this?
Yeah. That's such a great scene.
Oh, God.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, as he's given this wonderful little smile, he drops to his knees and he says, Lisan Agaib, show us the way. Softly.
Capital W way.
Capital W way in the subtitles, yep.
Yep.
And he holds his arms out and he's still holding the knife that he wanted Paul to kill him with mere moments ago.
I don't think he wanted Paul to kill him with his own knife. I think he just wanted to be holding his knife as he died by Paul's knife.
Fair enough. But it's fair. It's important to note that about 45 seconds ago, he was saying, Paul, please kill me.
Take my life, Usul.
Yeah. Now,
it was more than 45 seconds, but
was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was something in the near past.
Within the last 5 minutes, for sure.
Yes. So Paul takes off one of his gloves and reaches into
tosses his glove on the ground.
Yeah. He'll get it later. Reaches into like a chest pocket and pulls out his Jostens ring. And says, "This is my father's ducal signet."
And he says, "I graduated in 1988 and I scored 4 touchdowns that year."
Yeah. Hell yeah, he did. And we cut to Gurney here, and again, this is a minute full of great faces.
Yeah. Gurney, like, he's trying to do that thing where he's like tough guy, but also like trying to hide the fact that he's about to start sobbing.
Yep.
Because he's just like,
To me, it looked like, that part of the that moment of The Shining that has been kind of turned into a meme where it's Robert De Niro,
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. God damn it,
I'm leaving all this in.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Where it's Jack Nicholson and he's kind of like biting his lower lip and he's shaking his head, going, "Yes, yes." It looked a little bit like that to me because this is what Gurney had wanted.
Sure, but I think it's more just like,
Well, he sees the ring when Paul slips on the ring. That's when Gurney looks like he's proud and like and just the tears start to well up.
Yeah.
But right before that, Gurney can see like he's doing it.
oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Now, was Paul? I had a question for you here. If we remember back to, God, it would have been the end of the first movie. Towards the end of the first movie, when Duncan met Paul and Jessica out in the desert,
Yes.
was Paul wearing the signet ring then?
No.
He was not.
No.
Okay. So this would mean that Gurney is the first of his father's attendants to see Paul wearing the signet ring. And I say attendants, I should say advisors. Jessica doesn't count because she's concubine.
I don't trust my memory on this, so let me double check.
I'm pretty sure. So I thought that Duncan definitely kneeled and said, "My Duke," but doesn't necessarily mean that Paul was wearing the ring.
I
think he
want
just
to
realized.
say that he just kind of stashes the ring back. He doesn't put it on because there's that moment where he's looking at it, but I don't know if he puts it on
In this scene that we're talking about?
in part one. Like
okay.
when they're in the still tent
Right.
and
right.
We have that weird like post come down from your like massive trip.
Sure.
And he's just like sitting there staring at the ring. I don't remember if he puts it on.
I don't think he does. We'll verify. But I think that Gurney is the first of his father's advisors to see him with the ring.
Editor's note again, we are definitely wrong here. Paul is absolutely wearing the ring, and when Duncan meets them, he presses the ring to his forehead as he says, "My Duke." Right, but not the first to refer to him as "My Duke." Because, as you just said, Duncan was the first to, like, treat him as Duke.
Right. And we get a name right after this.
Well, we get a whole spiel here.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
By all means.
This is my father's ducal signet. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis. The hand of God be my witness. I am the voice from the outer world. I will lead you to paradise. Now, Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, that has been consistent throughout all of this, right?
No. Actually.
Yes.
In the naming ceremony, when we were talking to David from the Lorehounds, he did not say explicitly that he was Paul Muad'Dib Atreides.
It was Paul Muad'Dib.
Paul Muad'Dib. Now, and the only reason I'm splitting this hair is because this is a point that I brought up during that stretch of minutes. In the books, he explicitly says, "I want to keep my last name to honor my father." Nowhere in the movie is that really been highlighted except for this moment.
Sure.
Which is important.
When I said that it's been consistent, I was talking about the Paul Muad'Dib thing.
Sure.
Because that part has been consistent. I agree with you on the Atreides part because there is no explicit mention of that.
Yeah.
But the thing that perked my ears is what comes immediately afterwards, Duke of Arrakis. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but about an hour and 20 minutes ago, this skinny ass white boy was like, "I want to be Fremen just like you."
Sure.
This boy been lying through his fucking teeth the whole time.
I think those drugs he took, turned him back to colonialism.
Yeah. Colonialism's a hell of a drug.
Like most of the hippies in the 60s, they turned real conservative.
It's all the lead paint on the toys that they were just fucking chewing on as babies.
I should say a lot of, not most.
Alarmingly considerable amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get to hear Lisan Al-Gaib kind of fitted into a sentence, which we haven't really heard before.
Sure, yeah.
It's always just been like a standalone thing that we've heard, but it was nice to hear that in a full sentence. And yes, I will lead you to paradise. He does a really good job of switching from what I'm going to call English into Chicopsa for the second half of this sentence.
Yeah.
He's getting real good at the switching back and forth.
As a lot of multilingual people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, continuing with the amazing faces.
Yep.
Stilgar has just another one here. He is just in just ecstasy, if it looks like.
Oh, yeah. And he begins like leading the crowd chanting, Lisan Al-Gaib, Lisan Al-Gaib.
Yep. And to quote something that has been said on the show a number of times, but I feel like it's still relevant here. I'm going to quote the wonderful Shout Out Mapes. Shout out. When you have lived with prophecy for so long, the moment of revelation is a shock.
Comes as a shock.
Yep.
Ah!
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Thank you. So this is what's happening. This is it.
This is moment of revelation on a mass scale.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, Stilgar starts his chants of Lisan Al-Gaib. The rest of the room joins in. Gurney rises to his feet all proud and everything. He's got a big old smirk on his face.
For different reasons, but still proud.
Yeah. Jessica is quietly sitting in her box seat, smirking, doing like a kind of like quarter Kubrick stare out at Paul and everything.
I read her face as basically portraying, you son of a bitch, you did it.
Yeah.
Because the last time we heard from her, she was going, slow down, or whatever.
Yep. And meanwhile, Chani remains kneeled and is just fucking seething in her corner. And our minute ends with a final shot of the underground cavern.
Yep. Nice little overhead shot and crowd going crazy.
There's a kid in the corner going fucking crazy.
Yeah. What an important minute.
I would argue the most important minute.
It is certainly the tip from the, third act to the fourth here. Now, Paul has ascended to his throne, or if you want to call it that. And we are basically the rest of this minute, or the rest of this week, we're going to see the end of his ascension.
Yep.
And the beginning of the final act of the movie.
Yep.
So this is I don't know what they call this in story writing, in a 4-act structure. But this is the transition from 3 to 4.
Getting ready to wind down on this Dune Part 2 here.
We are.
We still got about 30 minutes left in the movie.
Oh, sure. But
all of the pieces are now in place, and it is time for our resolution to begin.
Right. Now, I don't have a lot of book comparisons for this. I think when we were talking with Martin a couple weeks ago, we talked about how this is, maybe it was this last week between you and I, a lot of this is being dramatized for the movie.
This was last week.
Okay.
Because we were talking about how the pacing for this is much better than the pacing for the book.
Right. And I stand by that. I mean, this is basically half of a chapter in the book. It's when Paul kind of takes his place as we're seeing it on screen. And I will echo what I said last week. I think they're doing a much better job in the movie than they did in the books.
I agree.
Which is very rare.
Very much agree with that.
Yep. Anything from Art and Soul this week?
Nothing for today's episode. We'll have some stuff for later on.
Okay.
So I think we'll call it here and get on to those episodes.
All right, cool.
As always, you can find the Dune Minute online. We are on Blue Sky at duneminute.com, and you can email duneminute@gmail.com if you'd like to get in touch with us. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll still be Sunday for us, but Tuesday for you, as we talk about the next steps.
All right, cool. See you then.
See ya.